Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. And for today's video we will be checking out this custom that I made from the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Last Night on Earth Wonder Woman. Now this custom I had shown some works in progress a few months ago, and I had actually finished the whole thing about a month ago. I just hadn't had a chance to do the video until now, and do some minor touch-ups at the end, but pretty much the custom was done a while ago, and here we are. So yeah, let's get to it. A lot of the stuff in the works in progress I showed, but again I'll just go over everything that I did on the figure. Right now she currently has the sword that came with the Wonder Woman designed, the Wonder Woman designed by Todd McFarlane. I thought that sword looked good on her, since on the McFarlane it was just too big for her hand. This version has a little slightly bigger hands. She's got man hands. This is the actual sword that came with the figure. I did repaint it. Painted the blade, painted the hilt and the bottom end here. Not the handle, because that probably rub off with time. Originally I had planned to, since the figure had the sheath hanging on her side, on this side right here, you can see the peg hole right there. Originally I had thought of maybe putting the sheath slung over her, her chest, and under her. You can put the blade on through her back, holding it on her back, right? Almost like a backpack. But it would, with this material that I found, it would hang too low. So I'll try and revisit that idea later. But this is the hilt for the blade. And now on to the figure. Get a close-up. So first things first, obviously on this thing, if you are familiar with the figure or are familiar with the storyline, Wonder Woman had a mohawk. I removed the mohawk and gave her, a little more Wonder Woman-y hair. This is the hair from the alternate head that came with the Masterverse Evelyn, the first Evelyn, well, the only Evelyn that has been released so far. So she had a version with her helmet on, and then the one with her hair down, and of course this is the version with the hair. I took the version from the hair that was down, and her hair was white. I painted it black. From the front it looks good. I don't like it so much from the side because it's too gappy, and there's nothing in here to like fill all that space. But from the front it looks all right. I'll probably, if I can find like a substitute later on for her hair, I'll obviously do it. But for right now, this is it. The hair is glued on with hot glue. You can see like a little bump underneath in the back of the head. A little discoloration. That's just because I painted the hot glue with a Sharpie. But again, you're not gonna notice that looking at the figure from the front or anything. But yeah, I used a hot glue gun to glue on the hair. And again, other than that gapping, it looks fine. The other thing that I did, of course, the major thing that I did, was when I removed the cape. So let me just. So this is the cape that came with the figure. The cape was attached from the front on her clavicle, and then on the back with a big stump going into the plastic cape. Right. So actually, I'll talk about this later. Well, I can talk about it now. I tried to put on the cape on the figure as is, but it helped with the gapping of the hair and whatnot, but you lose any posability with the head, so decided not to leave the cape on. So yeah, so again, major surgery on this one because of the gap that was left where the front of the cape was attached here on her front on the clavicle here. So I filled that in. Let's get in a little bit close. I filled that in with some modeling clay, and then added layers of super glue to leave it smooth, and then just with fine grit wet sandpaper, try and get it as smooth as possible. You can see there on the reflection there is like a slight imperfection right there. Didn't come out as smooth as I liked, and unless it's hit by the light in the right spot, you won't even notice it. From the distance and all of that, you can't really tell. And so we're going. So I had to fix that, and on her back, she had a big stump. You can probably see a remnant of the shape of the stump there. There's like a hexagonal type shape, right? Going there and then here. But again, I removed all of that and smoothed it out with the drum tool and with the Dremel, and with a rotary tool and sandpaper to get it smooth. I didn't need to fill anything, just get it to the point where with the sandpaper I got it able to be smooth. And then sorry about if my voice sounds weird, coming off a cold, still have some remnants of it. And yeah, so that's the major work that was done on this figure. I had to match the paint, of course, on her upper chest to match the paint on the figure, on the plastic. Came out a little darker. It's actually more darker here if you look, because of the lighting and all of that. It's a little more prominent. You can see the difference there, right? But again, from a distance and natural lighting, it's not even something you notice. Again, I applied the paint using the technique that I used with the He-Man skin, for the skin tone on He-Man, where I applied the paint, dried it to the point where it was almost completely dry, and then with the makeup brush, a round makeup brush, I would then just go in and smooth it out until it blended, and it looked seamless pretty much, right? And then just apply the clear. So that's for the upper chest. Only on the front. I didn't go on into the back. Just the front part of her upper body, and right around here, right about her armpits. So you can see it's almost like tan. She got her front tan. Um, so there's that with as far as modifications and fixing those things. Um, Other than that, everything else was just adding paint touch-ups to certain spots. So yeah, retouched the gold and the silver, right, with gold paint on her crest here and underneath this ring that goes around, right? The armband, of course, her wrist bracelets, the trimming on her skirt. It was actually only painted up on the front, nothing on the back, so I went and painted all of this myself, even parts in the back. And then the band going around her leg, this was actually red plastic. I didn't get I didn't own the comic. I didn't read the comic or anything. And but when I was looking up images for research, I noticed that this was painted gold in the comic, or at least in the shots that I saw, it looked gold. So I painted it gold. And then the knee pads were painted gold. And then the red parts, the on her bodice and the legs, these were repainted in a different red. The original red was a little more darker, so I just went in with a brighter red, like a fire red, to match, her traditional red color. I also did repaint the tiara and the gold, the red star. I didn't touch up the face. Thought about giving her like more red lips, but that's fine. The face paint came out pretty nice on the figure, which is what I liked about it, and thought was the inspiration just to make the figure as a whole the custom, because the face, the way the mold and the paint and everything was spot on, and so that was like, it's a perfect canvas to work on. So here you can see the boots. I did then just with a red. I'm sorry, a silver Sharpie. I just touched up those rivets that she's got here on the boots. Nothing on the back. I didn't feel like painting the skin here, the skin tone here for the boots, and then the red over here, and just that. And so, and then other than that, the lasso that I gave her. So I explained in the work in progress video, but again, for those who haven't seen it. So originally the figure came with a dagger. So this was the dagger sheath, and a dagger was molded in, so you couldn't remove it. So what I did is, this is removable as well, just like it would leave a plug like on for the sword sheath. Um, um, so I removed it and then dremeled in a hole, right, to be able to thread the lasso. This is just cloth covered. I don't know what you even call this, like foam. It's like foam. It kind of sticks in the pose, actually. Let's see if I can focus on it. Oh, I mean, it's not really posable. It's not gonna stay like that forever, right? I could probably attempt to thread a wire through the whole thing, but it would be just too much time consuming. But this is just for her when she's posing it with like this, right? It's not meant to be posable lasso. I got a wire for that, another type of wire for her lasso. So again, I just drilled the hole, threaded the material through, gave it 2-3 loops, and yeah. So now Wonder Woman has her lasso. Oh, well, it's coming apart here. Need some touch-up glue there. And that's about it. I thought just as late as yesterday, as I was thinking about doing the video, I was thinking of maybe adding the blue highlights to her hair, but to me, Wonder Woman has jet black hair, and I like how it looks like that. And whatever lighting hits it, it's gonna give her the natural highlights that it needs, right? So yeah, I didn't repaint any of the blue. It was a nice blue, unlike the Wonder Woman that was designed by McFarlane, that had a purplish tint to it. The blue on this, the blue plastic here, was perfectly fine. I also added a little touch up on these buckles right there, although it's kind of rubbing off. I did use a Sharpie for that as well, but I guess it's rubbing off. I need to add a little clear on that just to keep the and you can see. But yeah, this is pretty much all of that work that was done on the Wonder Woman. Again, the hard part was just doing the chest thing here. Keep it smooth, fill in those gaps, and get it smooth enough so that it looks pretty much seamless. It was a fun project. I had other plans, for the Wonder Woman. I wanted to get the version with the helmet, and then use parts from the designed one, the McFarlane designed Wonder Woman, and just do like a mishmash and create one ultimate, like basic Wonder Woman. But I also wanted to get the one with the death metal Wonder Woman, and all, the one with the crazy hair and all of that. But I wasn't able to get. I couldn't find that figure anywhere. So change of plans, which is how this custom came about. Maybe in the future, if I can find it, both all of the figures for cheap, I can work on that custom. But for now, this is pretty much it. I hope you guys liked it. Sorry for the long wait. But again, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all of that. And I think I didn't mention that I also added these little silver details on the back of her heels here. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, thank you for watching.